All right, guys, welcome back to another Marvel Strike Force video. I am Sith Lord Fluffy. Over here to my left is the man, the myth, the legend, the Cdotts. So today we've got quite a bit of stuff going on. I don't know why that just kicked in, but anyway, we'll let that go. So yesterday at server reset, we were given a technical issue compensation email in game that was quite a lot of stuff, right? So we had gear pieces, we had ions for ISO 8, we had 7 million gold, we had war credits. We had elite war credits, purple gear orbs, lots of stuff.
To be honest, I don't think I remember any of the other things other than the gold. Because I think, I think we still don't know if anything else failed other than the gold. I think to this point everyone just cares about the gold.
Right. I really think that the gold is the only thing that really matters because everything else is farmable, and the gold is you only get so much per day without actually spending money. So, but it was 7 million gold, which is a big chunk of gold. You know, when you're averaging, average over a course of a day is like 1.3, 1.4 million. You know, 7 million gold, that's a week's worth of gold that they sent us in the email. But so the email was bugged, right? And when you tried to claim it, it locked up the game. And if you clicked claim 2, 3, 5, 7 times, whatever, then it would eventually pop an error and say you had to reload the game. Well, when you would reload the game and come back in, you would have not only that one email's worth of stuff, you would have however many times you clicked claim. That's how much gold you had. And
which is awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome because I remember looking at it and I clicked it, if I remember correctly, I clicked it like 5 times trying to get it to work because I didn't really know what was going on. And then I was watching some content creators on Twitch, and I was watching their chats, and they were saying, holy crap, you know, I'm getting 100 million gold, I'm getting 200 million gold, this other stuff. I was like, okay, well let me go back and check my gold. So after the first time I reloaded, I had 200,000 gold in my account, was what I had. The first time I reloaded, I was at 17.1 million. Which is a lot of, that's a jump, you know? That's a jump. And then the second,
that's a lot bigger than mine.
And then the second time that it jumped, it went to like 47 or 48 million. And then the third time it jumped, I was at 95 million gold. And
yeah, see,
I was like, okay, this is not right. You know, something is broken.
Right. I think when I did it, because I didn't know, I hadn't I was on before reset, and I was doing things. I was, yeah, because I did some raid battles that I had lost. So because I think they went back, I think it says in here that they went back to 450
right,
Pacific Standard Time.
Because you were in a raid battle when I messaged you about it. Because you were streaming.
I was actually doing a raid battle. So by the time I got done, reset had happened. So I didn't even know that there was like 8 mail messages that that came in. So I restarted. And then, you know, saw what the thing was about. And I think mine only went, I clicked it a couple times just because this normally happens to me when I click a mail message or like try to buy something. You click it, it doesn't claim it, and it just kind of sits there in frozen land. And sometimes if you back out and come back in, oh, it claimed it for you. Sometimes it just takes a while. Well, I'd been sending this in to them for months. that this is a problem and you need to look at it. And all of a sudden, this comes along, and now it doesn't disappear. Now it doesn't claim. It just lets you do it over and over and over again. I'm just like, well, if you would have fixed the initial problem that we kept telling you about, maybe this problem wouldn't have happened. But here we are. And it was great. I'm not gonna lie, I was laughing the whole time.
Well, a lot of us were.
Yes.
So they finally took the game down at approximately 5:30 Pacific time, which is about 30 minutes after reset. So it took, from the time we realized, the master beta testers that we are, from the time we realized there was an issue and reported it, was about 5 minutes after reset, give or take, a little bit. And it took another, we'll say probably 7 to 10 minutes to hear back from the community managers. And they had turned it over to the devs. And then it took another 15 minutes, give or take, for them to actually take the game down for this emergency maintenance. Because this was economy breaking. This was game breaking bug.
Oh, yeah, this is one of those bugs that, like, if your game was dead and, like, you were shutting off the servers, like, this is one of those things that you just let ramp. Like, you have something in your mail that, like, people can just spam click and get as much gold as they want, do whatever they want, like, hey, the game's, we're killing the game, sorry, servers are going off. Here's infinite amounts of gold. Go, spend it all and, like, level up your characters and, do whatever content you want and, all that fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. It felt like Star Wars Galaxies was dying, because this is what happened. Like, they did something similar when the game servers got shut off, where they had a party and they did whatever they want for, like, the last, like, 2 weeks. It didn't matter because the game was shutting off, right?
Right.
Like, that's what it felt like.
So what they did, in terms of once they shut the server down, they reverted back to the snapshot that they had, which was at approximately 4:50 Pacific time, which would have been 10 minutes before server reset. And so in resetting everything, they took everything away that happened in that about 40 minutes, right? So all character progression was reset. Raid nodes were reset. War attacks were reset. Blitz battles were reset. Store purchases were reset. Everything.
Yep.
And the biggest issue with this that I have personally is for the people who spent money at server reset when the store refreshed, when the offers refreshed. Now it does say here, I know you guys can see my mouse on the screen. It does say that players who made the purchases will be sent their purchased goods. It will take some time, and players should expect to gradually receive the purchased content as well as additional compensation over the next few days. I get that. When you've got a game that has upwards of 750,000 daily players, that's a lot of data to comb through. It's gonna take some time to figure out who bought stuff and get that stuff sent to those specific people. I'm cool with that. I get it. They're working on it.
Yep.
But how do you? The question I have to ask, and you're essentially you're a developer. You're not a video game developer, but you do work in IT, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And you work specifically in disaster recovery, correct?
That is one facet, yes. One facet of my job, yes.
How do you send an email, okay, for in-game compensation that literally breaks the game? What kind of code do you put into this email that allows it to be claimed so many times over and over again, or is it just a disconnect between the client side and the server side?
To be honest, it almost feels like this was planted. It really does. I don't want to like speculate any more than that, but it feels like it was planted. Like whoever wrote the code to send this email planted it to do this. Maybe a disgruntled employee that got fired. Who knows? Like maybe he's like, hey, we're gonna let you go, but finish out the week kind of thing. Whatever. Disgruntled. He's like, pulling an office space. Like, I'm gonna burn this place to the ground. Don't worry. I'm going to do it. No one believes me. I'm going to burn it down to the ground.
And here's the big middle finger on Thursday afternoon, right?
Yes. That is exactly what this feels like. It feels like it was planned. Granted, yes, this could have been a bug, like exactly what I was explaining earlier. Like, this is not the first time this has happened to me. This happens to me daily. All of the time that I hit claim, it does nothing. I hit claim again, it does nothing. Now, I can't confirm or deny that I've gotten multiple other, every time that I've clicked it, that I get compounding things, because it never occurred to me that I would. I just figured that, oh, hey, stuff, and it finally claimed, whatever. I just chalked it up to lag or whatever you want to call it.
Right. And I've run into that. I've run into that quite a few times myself, where the raid milestones, for instance, they tend to do it more for me than anything else. I'll click on it, and it'll sit there, and I'll be like, okay, so I'll give it a minute, and then I'll click on it again, and then it'll claim it. But it's never been something that I've looked to see, did it claim it twice, or did it claim it 3 times or whatever. I never thought about it, but it was never right in your face obvious. Like with the gold, you see the gold at the top of your screen, on the home screen, and when it, when certain, when like Mobile Gamer was streaming last night, and it was actively ticking gold up in his account on stream,
trying to catch it, probably because he clicked it so many times that it just needed to catch up. Like it was probably that lagged and that hamstrung that it was just like, well, I need to keep adding gold because you clicked it this many times. But like, yes, it's one of those two options. It's either whatever this freezing issue is, like where it doesn't claim, like you hit claim and it, whatever communication back to the server, whatever happens, doesn't trigger. Click it again. Oh, hey, then it may work and may not. It may take a couple of, whatever. Who knows? Maybe that is what the problem is. Maybe it isn't malicious. Maybe it is just quite literally their code was that bad. And then they put so much stuff in this one message that it became unclaimable. Yet, every time you hit claimed, it claimed it.
right.
And it never reported back that, oh, hey, this is claimed. And here we are. Now, like, so, yes, there could be another reason why this happened. We'll never know. Like, they will never tell us. We will never know unless somebody from the inside says, hey, I did this. Like, no one's going to fess up to that. Let's be honest.
Right. Not gonna be like, hey, it was me. I did it. Fire me now.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. No one's gonna. Like, if it was an honest mistake, they'll get me like, okay, you can't. We got to be careful. Blah blah blah. Written warning. Whatever. But like, if somebody deliberately did it, they're not saying shit. No.
They're back there in their cubicle typing away, going,
yeah, exactly. Like, that's why I think it's more like because of the previous goings on in the game. Like, that's what it feels like, and I get it. I think this was more comical than the rest of them. It wasn't like annoying.
Right.
Like the rest of them, it felt like, this is dumb. Yet another bug. At least this one was entertaining because of all of the, like watching people like get his, like, I think somebody tried to get 1 billion gold.
Yeah.
I think 900 million is what they got up to before the game got taken down. And I was like, that would have been cool. Screenshot that you had 1 billion gold in this game.
And there was also other aspects of the game that were broken as well because of this. So when you tried to buy something, it didn't take the currency, the cost of whatever it was, out of your account. So if you had an Elite 6 sitting there, you could just open an infinite number of Elite 6 orbs.
Right.
I actually, a guy in my alliance actually had Elite 5s, and he opened, what do you say, like 45 or 50 Elite 5s before they took it down.
Wow.
And he got like 17 6 red stars. He got 14 5 red stars. I mean, it was just some stupid amount, of characters. And, his TCP went from like 8 million to like 12 million, instantaneously, right? And so it was hilarious seeing that. And of course they rolled it all back. I mean, but still, It wasn't just the email. They broke other things when this happened.
That's what makes it weird. Like, what did they change in the game that caused this? Like, they had to have changed something hotfix wise, like that caused this, that triggered this. Like, what was it? Like, how did this happen? Again, another question that we will never have answered. Like, this is what we're showing on screen is the most we're gonna get about this issue.
Until we get the email that says, here's your compensation for the compensation because we screwed up your compensation.
We screwed up your compensation email. Here's your compensation for the compensation email. So now what are we going to do? Are they going to wait? So like the compensation email that we got never came back, right? That message never came back.
Correct.
I think there was 2 of them, right?
There was two
compensation ones. Neither one of them showed up when the game came back on.
Correct.
I think.
I have not seen either one since the game came back on.
And one wasn't bugged. One of them wasn't bugged. The one that had the energy, basically the one that was like a standard, hey, we just patched the game. Here's a bunch of stuff that for the downtime, right? Right.
It was some energy, some Elite 4 or not Elite 4 credits, Elite War credits. Some war funds for the war store, things of that nature, currency mainly, and energy. But
yeah, I think that was for the downtime, like the because the Apple Store had crashed or whatever it did. I think that was the catch up. That was the compensation for that, because it literally was. It was just the patch stuff like quadrupled. That's literally all it was.
Yeah, it was when Apple had their issue, and whatever the problem was with the issue caused the patch for MSF to be delayed by, what was it, like 12 hours or something like that.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember the exact amount of time, but it was not soon.
right. Because all night and like, is it ever gonna happen? Is it ever gonna happen? Is it ever gonna happen? And then it's like, okay, I'm going to bed. Screw it. It'll happen when it happens. I'll wake up the next morning and the game's down for maintenance. Oh, gee, thanks.
Yep. So,
but anyway, So, I guess we should expect. Well, obviously, it says we should expect compensation.
I'm not gonna lie. I expect a full day's compensation of literally anything that could happen on that day. I expect to be compensated for it. Like,
I agree.
Everyone's gonna get it.
I agree.
Like, if you didn't even have a war that day, you're gonna get war rewards. Like, because everyone has to get the same stuff. Like, what was yesterday? Thursday?
Yeah.
Whatever happens on Thursday, on that day, if it ended or gave you compensation or you got some sort of reward for it, you're gonna get. And anything less than that is not acceptable. Like,
Yeah,
you missed out on so much stuff.
So my alliance, take my alliance in particular. We started a Doom raid at noon yesterday.
Yeah.
So we lost.
You're
we
not
lost
getting 30%.
No, we actually did get 30%. Amazingly enough,
you did?
we
Nice.
got our 30%, but it was like last minute. We're pushing, trying to get it done right before lunchtime today. We also had a war that started at 3 p.m. yesterday. We had the Greek raid going. So I fully agree with you that it should be at minimum 1 day's rewards plus some extra gold. So we already know the 7 million gold is compensation for something. Well, how about throw another 7 million gold on top of that, but don't break it this time where I can claim it 1,500 times. You know?
I think we're gonna get what all was in that compensation is gonna happen again. That message will come back. That I fully believe that message will come back. We will claim all of that stuff. Then another message is gonna come around for this part of it. And it's gonna have it. Yes, it should have another 7 million gold. To be honest, it should say like, oh hey, we're gonna give you like 100 billion gold, and then like and be like, just kidding, we're only gonna give you like 7 million or whatever. Like, like make a joke of it. Like, have fun with it. Like this is gonna be one of those like, yeah, you broke your game. Yeah, we're pissed that it was down, but like, okay, make the joke, haha, funny. Yes, just
right.
Make it so you guys can make fun of yourselves. Just show it, please. Bring some humidity back. Humility back. Something. Do something, please. I don't know what you need to do. You need to do something.
Yep, got to do something. But I guess we'll see.
I don't know. I'm ready for them not to have this problem anymore. Is what I'm ready for.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
hopefully,
it's funny.
It is. It's hilarious. Like I said, I'm not mad about it. I think it's hilarious that they literally broke their game.
Yep.
And not even just a little bit. I mean, they like completely screwed the game economy with this.
Oh God. Oh, yeah.
So having to revert back, to a snapshot that happened 40 minutes prior to them taking the servers down. Yes, I know people are going to be pissed. People are going to be like, "Oh, I was able to claim all this gold and I was able to do all this stuff, and then you took it all back, and well, you weren't supposed to have that gold to begin with, so you can't really be pissed about it. So suck it up, Cupcake. You'll be fine."
Right.
And that's kind of my opinion on it. But we're going to get compensated. So hey, more free stuff is more free stuff. Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Thank God their latest snapshot that they could go back to was only 10 minutes before reset. That's it.
Yes. Yeah. Thankfully, it wasn't like noon.
I'm hearing a lot worse. Like, I know how much data backups cost. I know how we do it, and they got lucky. That's all I'm gonna say. Is they got lucky. That's all they needed to go back to. Is 10 minutes. They could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. It could have been.
Then people can be mad. 10 minutes, I lost my raid battle, whatever. Like, we're not getting 100% on these raids. Trust me, we'll get compensated for it shortly. I'm not going to be very mad. Like, I can see raid, like, I could almost see them giving us raid points. Like, the raid milestone points. Like, that is one of the rewards they give us. Is the actual points for, because I mean that's what we're missing out on. Screw the energy. Don't give me the energy. Don't make me work for the stuff that you screwed up. You just need to give me the milestones that I missed out on. And guess what? If you need to take like the let's see here, My alliance personally gets around 33 to 34. You need to give us like probably that range, like in points for everybody. Maybe the 30. Maybe take milestone 30. Whoever, like, take a whatever the average is, you know, over the 2 weeks, right? Like, take milestone 30, divide it by 14, give everyone that, and just say, here you go. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, if you,
the lower alliances will be happy, the higher alliances will be pissed. But yeah, you can't. You're in this scenario, you're not going to be pleased everybody. Like,
right. The best you can do, the best you can do is hope to keep the majority of people happy. Honestly.
Yep.
And
no.
Yeah. So. But yeah. So. I think that'll do it for today's video, guys. Let us know what you think down below in the comments. Be sure to check out Cdotts over on Twitch. His links will be in the description below. Come hang out on Discord. Come check us out on Twitch, guys. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.